Anyways, the game is live, as you guys can see. Game 3 between NightEnD and Strelok. Current score is 1-1. We are playing best of 3, and we'll obviously move on. And we'll still have a chance to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6 kickoff event, which is, as always, going to be at Gamescom, or not always, but very often. It's going to be played at Gamescom. These are all guys you could potentially see at the finals of any event. Hey Pro, of course, is really good too. And the list goes on and on. So we have NightEnD, everyone's favorite, spawning in the left top side of the map. Of course, representing Team Fnatic. And then we have Strelok representing Team Imba FX Open. Spawning in the left bottom side of the map. Being the blue Terran. The blue for Ukraine. Makes sense. Curious to see how Strelok is going to play this game. Probably going to expand a lot quicker. I'm expecting a 1 Rex, 1 Marine, and then a Marauder into expand build, which is quite common, quite safe on Tal'Darim. Nothing wrong with it. NightEnD, I'm not sure about. He might as well. He could potentially even open Nexus first, but that would be really funky. Nope, he's not going to do that. We just see Gateway. We saw Blink from Team Dignitas opening Nexus first a couple of times, and yeah, I mean, obviously it's always quite vulnerable in certain situations, but still, it can definitely work. And you kind of force your opponent to do something about it, though. Like, it's nice to just put, it's not a pressure, obviously, but just to put a task on your opponent straight away, and realizing that if he's not going to do anything, if he's going to expand himself, so he's already going to be behind. So you're kind of limiting his options too. You know he's going to push you eventually, you just don't know how. With a lot of Marines, he's going to pull SFVs, he's just going for a stim time attack. Let's see, right, Zero. It's a funky opening, but I like it because I like unorthodox games. I like it when stuff is a bit different. And Nexus first, certainly, yes. Pro from NightEnD already made quite some kilometers around Tal'Darim. Will now finally arrive at the current one. And the place he was looking for all along. Runs into the Marine from Strelok, won't be able to get any additional scouting information. There we do see the Tegla being added by Strelok, so most likely going for that 1 Marauder and concussive shells. He's a bit low on gas though. He does get the Marauder, but no concussive shells for a while. He's only mining with 1 SCV on the refinery as well. And there we do indeed see him throwing down that command center. So the opening as I predicted, but it wasn't a very risky prediction, since it's Tal'Darim after all, and this is the most common opening on this map. NightEnD doesn't know it as of yet, but some things you don't really have to see to know it. Everything smells like it. Of course you can rather get it confirmed, but I'm pretty sure that NightEnD has a really good idea of what he's facing. He does get his 3rd pylon before the Nexus, so he's not playing it greedy. Doesn't want to cut probes, still going to make quite some probes, but he should probably drop his Nexus anytime soon. Strelok doesn't have that much map vision right now. 1 SCV is making his way over into the main base of NightEnD, where NightEnD does have a Stalker waiting to say hello to this SCV. Not really controlling his Stalker. A bit sloppy right there by NightEnD, because now this SCV actually sees way more than he should. He does manage to take it out eventually with the probe. I don't really understand why NightEnD is playing this so extremely safe. He did see the command center right now with his scouting probe. He did still lose it in the long run against this little squad, which took control of the Cell 9 White Star. NightEnD are actually dropping down a Twilight console already, so this, yeah, no, it was double gate. Twilight console, he's going for Blink Stalkers, so NightEnD perhaps going for a build which we saw Sazo do against General on the Home Story Cup at Shadow Temple, where he's just going to try to put a lot of pressure on with Blink Stalkers. Let's take a look how Strelok is playing this. Well, he's getting 1 bunker already. Does Strelok use a scan, or how does he know? Yes, it's kind of Strelok does expect something, probably not Blink Stalkers, but yeah, he knows something fishy is up. Strelok dropping a lot of mules in his main base. I don't really understand that. If you have your expand running, you would rather drop your mules over here, because yeah, there could be a scenario where you're gonna have to give up your expand but still have your main base. The other way around is more unlikely. So you would always rather mine out this base, and obviously he started mining out from his main. He started mining from his main already, so no reason not to drop the mules at his expand. Minor things like that can once in a while make the difference. I don't know, I really never see how Blink Stalker is going to work against Terran. We saw it earlier today as well when the Loven tried to do it against Satini. That really didn't work out. Fortunately for NightEnD Strelok is attacking a little bit faster, but 3 bunkers right now. How can you ever break 3 bunkers with unless he's just gonna he's gonna try to blink over here on the high ground. Let's see how much damage he will be able to do. Takes out a couple of SCVs. Strelok probably quite confused by the way things are going right now. Like a bunch of stall kills in my natural. I'm gonna have to do something about it. Yes, you do, Strelok. What are you going to do about it? He's waiting, he's waiting. The orbital's taking quite some damage. He's gonna repair it right now. NightEnD warping in more stalkers on the high ground right now. Strelok really waiting for quite some time. He wants to wait for Stim, I guess. There's 20 seconds more remaining. I don't understand why he doesn't lift up his orbital. NightEnD probably realizing right now Strelok really doesn't want to fight. He's waiting for something, so I might as well go a little bit more funky, more aggressive. He's taking out so many SCVs though. Killed 11 SCVs already with a bunch of stalkers. There we do indeed see Stim being used. No. Strelok misclicked and he's still having a couple of units in his bunker. Strelok forgot to bring a couple of his bio units. I'm not sure if it even would have made the difference. He lost his orbital command. Very good job so far by NightEnD, but also sloppy for Strelok. Strelok now once again taking going into it. Probably gonna have to Stim once again, but how many units does he really have? There we do see Stim being used. How good is the Blink Stalker Micro going to be from NightEnD? Well, so far very good. Barely lost anything. Strelok calls GG. NightEnD advance. NightEnD advances. Good job, NightEnD. Interesting strategy, even though like the Blink Stalker build, it seems funky, but yeah, he pulled it off like a trooper. Very good execution. I still think that Strelok was too defensive. The first time that NightEnD blinked up on the high ground, there were like 6-7 stalkers. That was even before he wiped in 2 more rotations. I think if he would just ungrouped all his units, he didn't even need Stim. He could just pull a couple of SCVs, then scare the stalkers away. If the stalkers would go to the low ground again, NightEnD can't warp in anymore on the high ground, and then he's gonna have to go through the front, or either has to do the same thing again, which is risky because if he blinks up the high ground, he can't blink Stalker Micro anymore. So I don't understand why Strelok handled it the way he did. He probably just felt like as long as I wait for Stim, I'll be fine.